I crave identity. When I look back to what it was like in high school, it was a time where I worked really hard at finding myself, to find my identity, and to be the best at many different aspects of my life. In those years, I spent it exploring who it was that I really wanted to be and to find myself. I tried on a bunch of different titles. At first, I took the obvious route. I really liked sports, so I took on the identity of trying to be the sporty one. Tried to get on all the teams I could to be the best teammate and the all-star. But when that wasn't enough, I went a different way, into academics. I tried to be the smart one, and I put everything I had into getting high grades because that was what I based my worth on. But again, that wasn't enough. I really took pride in the fact that I couldn't be swayed by peer pressure and that I didn't drink and I didn't smoke. So I took on the identity of being the good one and the good girl. But by the time I got to university, I realized how people were treating me because of the fact that I was a good girl, and I really didn't like it. So I sought out to change people's mind. I took a U-turn and decided to take on the identity of the fun one. It was almost a chameleon effect. I would act the way I thought people wanted me to act based on their perceptions, and I really sought out my own identity in what people thought of me. I started partying a lot and just really trying to live carefree because that's what I thought people wanted of me, and I just really wanted to find my place in this world, to find who I was and to find my own identity. I tried to put myself into segments, to stand out for being just one thing. But in the end, it turns out that finding myself is so much harder than I originally thought, and that it turned out in trying to find myself, I ended up losing myself instead. In my second year of university, I began to realize just how empty my life was in all of the searching, and I decided to read my Bible. That's when I discovered something that changed my life forever. There is a God who created every piece of me, who molded me into who I am and calls me perfect, just the way I am. I found something in my life that changes the way I live. There is a love out there so much greater than anything I could ever imagine, just waiting for me to grab onto. And as for my identity, I've realized that I don't have to stick out to people for being just one thing. Jesus loves me and made me exactly who he wants me to be. He looks at me and calls me perfect in every way. And I don't need to look any further for that, any further for my identity, because I know that I am a daughter of Christ. He took the time to plan out my future, to plan out exactly who I am. The athletic parts, the unique parts, the academic parts, the quirky parts. He made me exactly who he wants me to be. Hannah. And that's who I am. I found my identity in seeking to live out a life that pleases Jesus, to acknowledge the intricacy that went into him making every part of me and who I am. He made my identity. My name is Hannah. I craved identity, and I found that in Jesus.